Introduction. Unleash Charisma, the Science of Becoming Magnetic. Hey there, future charmer. For years, I've traveled the world, talking to folks just like you, folks who want to connect better, lead stronger, and feel more confident. You might think charisma is some magical quality only a lucky few are born with. I'm here to tell you that's simply not true. Charisma isn't magic, it's a skill. And like any skill, it can be learned, practiced, and mastered. In Unleash Charisma, we're going to break down the science of what makes people magnetic. Forget the smoke and mirrors. We'll dive into the practical, actionable steps you can take today to boost your influence and build genuine connections. I'm going to take you behind the scenes, showing you exactly how to develop the key components of charisma. I've seen it again and again. Charisma transforms lives. It opens doors, strengthens relationships, and helps you achieve your goals. It's not about being fake or trying to be someone you're not. It's about becoming the best, most authentic version of yourself. This isn't just another self-help book filled with empty promises. It's a workbook, a guide, and a practical manual. Inside, you will find techniques that you can apply, exercises that you can do, and real-life examples. Ready to embark on this amazing learning path? Throughout this journey, we'll explore the core elements that make someone charismatic. You might be surprised how many of these traits you already possess. I'll show you the best ways to amplify your strengths and minimize the weaknesses. So what will you get from reading Unleash Charisma? Increased confidence. Discover how to project self-assurance, improved communication skills, learn to listen actively and express yourself clearly. Enhanced influence. Gain the ability to motivate and inspire others. Stronger relationships. Build deeper connections with the people in your life. Greater personal fulfillment. Start living a more authentic and purposeful life. Professional development. Boost your career, be more liked, seal the deal more smoothly. This isn't a quick fix. It's a step-by-step process that requires dedication and effort, but I promise the rewards are well worth it. So get ready to discover the charismatic leader within you. Let's unlock your magnetic potential and transform your life. Let's begin. Chapter 1. What is charisma, really? Hey there, friend. Let's talk about something super interesting. Charisma. You've probably heard the word a million times. You might think it's some magical quality that only movie stars and CEOs possess. But I'm here to tell you the truth. Charisma isn't magic, and it's definitely something you can learn. For years, we've been fed the myth that charisma is a born talent. You either have it or you don't. Rubbish. This belief holds so many people back from reaching their full potential. Think about it. Have you ever met someone and instantly felt drawn to them? Maybe a teacher, a colleague, or even someone you just met at a party? Did you think they were born with it? Probably. But what if I told you they've consciously cultivated those qualities? So what is charisma then? It's not about being loud or the center of attention. It's not about being the life of the party, unless that's genuinely you. True charisma is a combination of presence, power, and warmth. Presence, being fully engaged in the moment, giving someone your undivided attention. Power, not about bossing people around. It's about confidence, authority, and the ability to influence others through respect, not fear. Warmth, showing genuine care, compassion, and friendliness. Think about a time when you felt truly listened to. Remember that warm feeling you had after that? That's the power of charisma at work. Charisma influences how people perceive you. If you project confidence and warmth, people are more likely to trust you, listen to your ideas, and support your goals. Why is this important? Because charisma impacts everything. It affects your relationships, your career, and even your overall happiness. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel good, so cultivating the qualities of a charismatic person help you to succeed in personal and professional life. In the coming chapters, we'll break down each component of charisma and give you practical tools you can use right away to become more charismatic. Okay, here's the content for Chapter 2 of your book, The Charisma Factor, written in a simple, engaging style. Chapter 2, The Power of Presence. Being here, now. Charisma isn't about tricks or flashy moves. It starts with something much more fundamental, presence. It's about genuinely being there, in the moment, with the person you're interacting with. Think about it. Have you ever spoken to someone who's looking past you, fiddling with their phone, clearly thinking about a million other things? It's frustrating, isn't it? It leaves you feeling unimportant. Presence is the opposite. It's giving your full attention. It's making the other person feel like they are the only person in the world right now. This simple act is incredibly powerful. It builds trust, fosters connection, and makes you instantly more engaging. So, how do you cultivate this being here now superpower? It takes practice, but it's absolutely achievable. Mindfulness is your key. Mindfulness is simply paying attention to the present moment without judgment. Sounds easy, right? But our minds are usually racing. Try this. Take a few minutes right now. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath. Feel the air entering and leaving your body. When your mind wanders, and it will, gently guide it back to your breath. Do this for just 5 minutes a day, and you'll start noticing a huge difference in your ability to focus. Minimize distractions. Our world is designed to pull our attention in 100 different directions. Practice this. When you're in a conversation, put your phone away, screen down. Close unnecessary tabs on your computer. Find a quiet space, if possible. Remove anything that could steal your focus. It shows respect and instantly enhances your presence. Engage your senses. Fully experience the moment. What do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? For example, when you buy a coffee, notice the aroma, the warmth of the cup in your hands, the rich flavor. Instead of just gulping it down, experience it. This habit will train you to be more attentive in other situations. Active listening, really listening. Presence isn't just about shutting up. It's about truly hearing what the other person is saying. Try this. When someone is talking, resist the urge to interrupt or plan your response. Focus on understanding their perspective. Nod, make eye contact, and ask clarifying questions. For instance, so, am I understanding correctly that? This shows you're truly engaged and invested in what they're saying. Being present isn't about reaching some perfect state of Zen. It's about intentionally choosing to focus your attention. It's about making a conscious decision to be fully engaged with the people and the world around you, and it pays charisma dividends in every area of your life. Chapter 3. Projecting Confidence. Body language speaks volumes. Imagine walking into a room. Before you even say a word, people are forming opinions about you. Are you someone who's in control? Someone to listen to? Someone who knows what they're talking about? Much of that first impression comes down to your body language. Your body is constantly broadcasting messages, whether you realize it or not. Confident body language is about projecting strength and assurance, even when you feel a little shaky inside. Let's break down the key components. Posture. Stand tall, stand proud. Think of posture as the foundation of your confidence. Slouching makes you look smaller, weaker, and less engaged. Good posture, on the other hand, makes you look taller, more powerful, and more alert. Imagine a string pulling you straight up from the crown of your head. Shoulders back, chest slightly lifted, chin parallel to the ground. Practice in front of a mirror. It might feel unnatural at first, but with practice, it will become second nature. For example, think of Alex, who used to slump his shoulders when walking. He consciously corrected his posture, and people started treating him with more respect at work. Eye contact, the window to the soul. Eye contact is crucial for building trust and showing that you're engaged. Avoid darting your eyes around or staring at the floor. Aim to maintain eye contact for a comfortable amount of time, long enough to show you're listening, but not so long that it feels intense. If you find direct eye contact challenging, try focusing on the bridge of the person's nose. They won't notice, but it will give the impression of directness. Think about Lisa, who was afraid of public speaking. She realized that if she just looked at one or two friendly faces in the audience, it helped her stay calm and focused. Gestures. Speak with your hands, but not too much. Gestures can add emphasis and energy to your words. Avoid fidgeting or keeping your arms crossed, as these can signal nervousness or closed-off attitude. Open gestures, like using your hands to illustrate a point, can make you seem more approachable and confident. However, avoid excessive hand movements, as it can be distracting. For example, a manager, David, used open hand gestures when explaining new project requirement, making everyone feel part of the conversation. All right, friends, welcome back. Let's dive into something absolutely crucial for building genuine connections: the art of active listening. We're not just talking about hearing words, we're talking about truly understanding what someone is communicating. Think of it like this: imagine someone's talking to you about a tough day at work. Are you just waiting for your turn to speak? Or are you truly present with them? Active listening is about making the other person feel seen and heard. It's about showing them that their thoughts and feelings matter. How do we do that? Through specific techniques. First, paraphrasing. In simple terms, repeat back what you think they said, but in your own words. For example, a friend says, "I'm so stressed about this presentation. It's worth half my grade, and I feel totally unprepared." You could respond, "So, it sounds like you're feeling a lot of pressure because this presentation is really important to your grade, and right now you feel unprepared. Is that right?" This shows you're paying attention and gives them a chance to correct any misunderstandings. Second, ask clarifying questions. Don't be afraid to ask, "Could you tell me more about that?" Or, "What do you mean by?" Let's say someone mentions a disagreement. Instead of jumping to conclusions, ask, "Can you help me understand what happened from your perspective?" This shows genuine interest and helps you grasp the full picture. Third, and maybe most vital, is empathy. Try to understand their feelings, even if you don't agree with their perspective. Nod, make eye contact, reflect their emotions. They say, "I'm incredibly frustrated." You can say, "I can understand why you would feel frustrated." This validates their feelings and makes them feel understood. Active listening isn't passive, it's an active, engaged process. It's a powerful way to build trust, deepen relationships, and show respect. The next time someone speaks to you, truly listen. You'll be amazed at the connections you forge. All right, friends, welcome. I'm thrilled you're diving into this chapter. We're diving deep into empathy, a real superpower that truly connects you to others. Some see it as just being nice, but it's so much more than that. It's understanding, feeling, and sharing the emotions of other people. Think of it this way: you're walking in someone else's shoes. You're trying to understand their perspective, why they feel the way they do. It's not about agreeing with them, but understanding them. For example, imagine a colleague, David, is late for a very important meeting. You might immediately think he's disorganized and doesn't care, which makes assumptions on a situation. But if you stop and consider David's situation, maybe his child was sick, maybe he had a flat tire on the way, or maybe he had some personal issues going on. Showing empathy means you ask, "Hey David, are you doing okay? Is everything all right?" instead of jumping to criticism. That's real empathy in action. How do we build this superpower? It starts with emotional intelligence. This means knowing your own emotions, recognizing when you're happy, sad, angry, or frustrated, and understanding how your emotions affect your behavior. Once you're aware of your own feelings, it's easier to recognize and understand them in others. One key technique is active listening, which we discussed earlier. When someone is talking to you, really listen. Pay attention to their body language, their tone of voice, and the words they use. Ask clarifying questions, show genuine interest, and reflect back what you're hearing. For example, someone might say, "I'm feeling really overwhelmed with this project." Instead of offering immediate solutions, try, "It sounds like you're under a lot of pressure." This simple acknowledgement validates their feelings and makes them feel heard. Showing this, you are present to understand. Empathy is a bridge builder. It breaks down barriers and fosters genuine connection. Practicing empathy can transform your relationships, create stronger bonds with colleagues, and make you a more effective leader. It's a superpower that benefits everyone involved. When you lead with empathy, everything else starts to work like magic. Chapter 6: The Voice of Charisma. Tone, Pace, and Volume. Your voice, it's more than just words. It's an instrument, a powerful tool for conveying emotions, building trust, and commanding attention. Think of it like a musician with their instrument. They don't just play notes, they feel the music. They control the tempo, the volume, the pitch. You can do the same with your voice. First, tone. Think about the last time you heard someone speak with true warmth. Chances are their tone was inviting, friendly, and genuine. To achieve this, practice speaking with a slight smile. Seriously, it subtly warms your tone and makes you sound more approachable. Imagine you're talking to your best friend, easy and unburdened. Next, pace. Are you rushing through your sentences like you're late for a train? Or are you dragging, boring your audience? A good pace is like a comfortable walk. Not too fast, not too slow. Pause strategically. These pauses aren't just for breathing. They give your listeners time to absorb what you're saying, and it emphasizes key points. Finally, volume. Shouting might grab attention, but it rarely fosters connection. Speaking too quietly can make you seem unsure or timid. Aim for a volume that's clear and confident, easily audible to everyone without being intrusive. Think about filling the room with your voice, not overpowering it. If in doubt, err on the side of slightly louder rather than quieter. Let me tell you about Alex. He was smart, had great ideas, but his presentations always fell flat. He mumbled, spoke in a monotone, and rushed through his slides. I told him to record himself. He was shocked. We worked on it. Slower pace, varied tone, a conscious effort to project his voice. The next presentation? Engaged audience, positive feedback, and a massive boost in his confidence. Your voice is a muscle. You can strengthen it, refine it, and use it to create a truly charismatic presence. Practice, record yourself, listen carefully, and remember, authenticity always rings truest. Chapter 7. Storytelling for Impact. Weaving Magic with Words. We all love a good story, right? It's how we connect, learn, and remember. Charismatic people aren't just great speakers, they're also fantastic storytellers. They know how to weave magic with words, making their message stick. Forget boring facts and figures. Stories make things real. They tap into our emotions and create a lasting impression. Think about a powerful movie you've seen. It probably wasn't the special effects that moved you, it was the story. So how do you become a better storyteller? First, start with a point. What's the lesson you want to share? Then find a true story from your life, others' life, that illustrates that point. The structure is simple. Set the scene. Paint a picture. Show, don't tell. Instead of saying the office was stressful, say papers piled high, phones ringing non-stop, and the air thick enough to cut with a knife. That was the office. The challenge. Every good story has a problem. What obstacle did you or the character face? My department was due to deliver the most important project in the company's history, but we were facing significant issues. The action. What did you do to overcome the challenge? What steps did you take? I had to build a cohesive team from different departments that had previously been at loggerheads. The result. What happened in the end? Was the problem solved, and what did you learn? We overcame these issues and celebrated as a team after our project was recognized as the most successful in the history of our company. The moral and the message. Why are you telling this story? Connect it back to that point you wanted to make. The experience taught me that even the most diverse teams work best when united by a great project. Use vivid language. Engage all the senses. Think about smells, sounds, sights, tastes, and textures. Instead of saying it was noisy, say the roar of the crowd was deafening, a wave of sound crashing over me. Don't be afraid to show emotion. Vulnerability makes your stories relatable. If you were scared, say so. If you were proud, let it shine through. People connect with honesty. Lastly, practice. Tell your stories to friends, family, strangers. Get feedback. The more you practice, the better you'll become at weaving magic with words. Remember, a well-told story can change minds, inspire action, and leave a lasting impact. Start crafting your magic today. Chapter 8. Humor that connects. Lightening the mood. Building bonds. Humor. It's the social glue that binds us. Think of it as a friendly handshake, a shared smile, a moment of lightness amid the seriousness of life. It's a powerful tool to build rapport and make connections. But like a powerful tool, it needs to be handled with care. The goal isn't to be a stand-up comedian. It's to use humor to break down barriers and make people feel comfortable. A well-placed joke can diffuse tension and create a more positive atmosphere. Imagine a team meeting where everyone is stressed about a looming deadline. A team member shares a funny observation about the office coffee machine breaking down for the third time that week. Suddenly, the tension eases, people laugh, and even the stress seems a bit more manageable. That's humor connecting. There are different types of humor you can use. Self-deprecating humor, poking fun at yourself in a lighthearted way, shows humility and makes you relatable. Observational humor, Commenting on the funny aspects of everyday life can create a shared sense of recognition. But beware the pitfalls. Offensive jokes targeting any group are a big no. They destroy trust and can cause real harm. Sarcasm, while sometimes funny, can easily be misinterpreted and lead to misunderstandings. It is also important to read the room before using humor, for everyone may not welcome humor when they are in a stressful mood. Self-deprecating humor, when used strategically, is a great way to show your approachability. It makes you seem more human. For example, if you are leading a cooking team but are bad at grilling, you might say, "All right, team, I'll happily provide my grilling skills, which will probably involve turning everything into charcoal." Anyone else feel like taking the lead on that part? But make sure the joke does not reveal too much of negative information about yourself. Humor, when used correctly, is a sign of intelligence, quick thinking, and emotional agility. It creates bonds and makes you more appealing. So embrace your inner comedian, but always remember to be mindful, respectful, and above all, kind. All right, let's craft Chapter 9, Mastering First Impressions, Setting the Stage for Success. Here we go. Chapter 9, Mastering First Impressions, Setting the Stage for Success. Think of a first impression like the opening scene of a movie. It sets the tone, introduces the main character, that's you, and either hooks the audience or loses them. In those crucial first few seconds, you're creating an image that will likely stick. So, how do you make it a good one? First, eye contact is king. A steady, genuine gaze tells the other person you're engaged and interested. Don't stare them down, but also avoid shifty eyes, which can signal unease or dishonesty. Practice in the mirror to find a comfortable balance. Next, the handshake. A firm but not bone-crushing handshake exudes confidence. It's a physical greeting that establishes connection. Imagine meeting two people. One offers a limp, hesitant handshake, the other gives a firm, warm one. Which person leaves a better impression? Exactly. Beyond the handshake, conversation starters are tools of your trade. Forget generic small talk about the weather. Try something engaging. Comment on art in the room, the purpose of the meet, or something you noticed about the person. For example, that is the great initiative that you and your company have embarked on. So far, what do you think is the most challenging task that you have dealt with? Or, I noticed that name tags are not readable. Are there other ways to identify others? These are much more intriguing ways to break the ice. Think about your overall presentation. Are you well groomed? Is your attire appropriate for the context? Even if you're going for a casual look, ensure it's intentional and neat. Being well turned out demonstrates respect for yourself and the other person. Also, prepare short self-introduction. Prepare small speech about yourself that can easily spark interest to know you more. I'm a big technology enthusiast and passionate about the environment, so I am working hard to find a company that combines both. Mastering first impressions takes practice, but it's worth it. It can unlock doors, open new opportunities, and lay the foundation for strong relationships. Okay, here's Chapter 10 of your book, focusing on handling difficult people, written in simple English and designed to be motivating and engaging. Chapter 10, Handling Difficult People, Navigating Conflict with Grace. We've all met them. The coworker who complains constantly, the family member who always knows best, the neighbor who's perpetually angry. Difficult people are a part of life, and avoiding them isn't always an option. But you can learn to handle them with grace and turn potential explosions into opportunities for understanding. It's not about changing them. It's about managing your reaction and communication. First, understand that often, difficult behavior comes from a place of fear, insecurity, or frustration. While it doesn't excuse the behavior, recognizing its source can help you be more empathetic. Remember Chapter 5? The key is to stay calm. When faced with a challenging personality, your immediate reaction might be to get defensive or angry. Resist that urge. Take a deep breath. Centering yourself prevents you from escalating the situation. Imagine there's an invisible bubble around you protecting you from their negativity. Next, communicate assertively. This means clearly stating your needs and boundaries without being aggressive or passive. For example, if a colleague is constantly interrupting you during meetings, instead of snapping, "Will you just let me finish?" Try saying, "I understand you have a point to make." Could you please allow me to finish my thought, and then I'd be happy to hear your opinion. Finding common ground is crucial. Even if you disagree on everything else, try to identify something you both agree on. Perhaps you both want the project to succeed, or you both value a peaceful workplace. Focusing on shared goals can create a bridge for communication. Active listening, from Chapter 4, is your best weapon. Truly listen to what the person is saying, even if you disagree. Resist the urge to interrupt or plan your response while they're talking. Let them feel heard. Often, people just want to be acknowledged. Finally, know when to walk away. Sometimes, you can't reason with someone. If the situation is escalating despite your best efforts, or if you feel threatened or unsafe, disengage. Politely excuse yourself and remove yourself from the situation. Your well-being is paramount. Handling difficult people effectively requires patience, empathy, and a commitment to staying calm and assertive. Practice these skills, and you'll find that conflict can become an opportunity for growth and understanding for both you and the other person. Okay, here's the content for Chapter 11, focusing on simple language, relatable examples, and motivational messaging, as if written by a famous motivational author-speaker. Chapter 11, The Power of Vulnerability, Sharing Your Authentic Self. We often think charisma is about being perfect, always on, flawlessly presenting ourselves. But here's a secret. True connection thrives on vulnerability. It's about showing our real selves, imperfections and all. People are drawn to authenticity. They relate to it. Think about it. Who do you trust more? Someone who always boasts about their successes, or someone who admits to facing struggles and how they learned from them? The latter, right? That's the power of vulnerability. Vulnerability isn't about oversharing or complaining. It's showing your human side. It's about being honest about your mistakes, fears, and even moments of uncertainty. Imagine a team leader admitting, "I made a wrong call on that project, and I've learned a valuable lesson." That honesty builds respect and inspires trust far more than pretending to always have the right answer. Sharing personal stories, carefully and appropriately, forges deeper connections. Think about a time you felt discouraged, overcame a challenge, or faced a setback. Sharing that experience, the raw emotion, and the lessons you learned makes you relatable. It shows others that you understand what they're going through, fostering empathy and creating a safe space for them to open up too. However, there's a balance. Don't use vulnerability as a weapon or a way to seek constant reassurance. Choose your moments and your audience wisely. Focus on sharing experiences that provide context, offer insights, or demonstrate resilience. Being vulnerable is courageous. It's about removing the mask and letting others see the real you. When you dare to be yourself, fully and honestly, you unlock a level of connection that no amount of rehearsed charm can ever achieve. Embrace your vulnerability. It's your superpower. Chapter 12, Radiating Positivity, The Magnetic Effect of Optimism. Okay, let's talk about a superpower everyone wants, radiating positivity. It's more than just being happy-go-lucky. It's about cultivating a positive outlook, even when things are tough, and letting that shine outwards. Think of it like a sunny day. Everyone wants to be outside. Why is it so magnetic? People are naturally drawn to optimism. It's comforting, inspiring, and makes them feel good about themselves and the world. Nobody wants to be around someone constantly complaining or focusing on the negative. Positivity is contagious. So how do we become a beacon of light? It's not about ignoring problems, but about reframing them. Let's say you don't get a promotion. Instead of dwelling on the disappointment, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What new skills can I develop to be a stronger candidate next time? Look for the opportunity within the setback. Another key is gratitude. Simple, right? But wildly effective. Take a few minutes each day to list things you're thankful for, big or small. Your health, a loving family, a beautiful sunset, a delicious cup of coffee. Focusing on the good shifts your perspective. Finally, practice positive self-talk. Your inner voice is powerful. Replace negative thoughts with encouraging ones. Instead of "I can't do this," try "This will be challenging, but I'm capable of learning." Small changes in your mindset can lead to big changes in your life and how others perceive you. Imagine your friend, John, is starting a new business and is nervous that he will fail. Your words and encouragement can help him in a great deal in his journey. Radiating positivity isn't about being fake. It's about choosing to see the good, even when it's hidden, and sharing that light with the world. It's a magnet that attracts opportunities, strengthens relationships, and makes you a more dynamic and influential person. Start practicing today and watch the magic happen. Chapter 13: Charisma Online: Projecting Your Best Self Digitally. The digital world is today's town square. It's where we connect, share, and often make our first impressions. Charisma isn't just for face-to-face interactions anymore. It's absolutely vital online. Think about it. We're constantly judged by our social media profiles, how we act in video calls, and the emails we send. Luckily, the same principles of charisma apply, but with slight adjustments. On video calls, make sure you look directly into the camera sometimes. It feels like you're making eye contact with everyone. A well-lit face and a background that isn't too distracting also help a lot. While answering, wait for 2 seconds before start talking. It gives an impression that you are listening to the speaker. Avoid doing multiple work at the same time. It will make you more charismatic. Social media is about sharing. Share things that are truly interesting to you. Ask questions to get people talking. Respond to comments and engage in conversation. If you're constantly posting angry rants, people will avoid you. A person named John tried posting positive messages and behind-the-scenes glimpses into his hobbies. His online influence increases by 10 times in few days. Emails are even more important. Always proofread for errors and make sure your tone is friendly and respectful. Start with a warm greeting and end with a sincere closing. Think about this. If you start with someone's name, they connect with you easily. Ultimately, online charisma is about being authentic, engaging, and respectful. Your digital presence should reflect the confident, empathetic person you are in real life. Okay, friends, so glad you're still with me on this journey to unlocking your charismatic potential. We've come a long way, haven't we? But the most crucial part is what we do with this power. That's where ethical charisma comes in. Chapter 14: Ethical Charisma: Using Your Influence Responsibly. Think of charisma like a powerful engine. You can use that engine to drive towards a wonderful destination, helping people and making the world better. Or you can use it recklessly, causing harm along the way. Choosing to use your charisma ethically is the only way to truly thrive. It's about being honest, every single time. No exaggeration, no bending the truth to get what you want. People trust someone who is upfront and sincere. If you claim you'll do something, you do it. If you mess up, own it. People respect honesty, even when it's tough. Let's say you're leading a team at work. You've mastered the art of inspiring people, making them believe in a project. Ethical charisma means you're not just using that power to get results for yourself. It means ensuring the project benefits everyone involved, from the team members to the company as a whole. Are you ensuring fair compensation, growth opportunities? Are you giving credit where it's due? Ethical charisma is about lifting others up, not pulling them down to make yourself look better. It's about using your influence to amplify their voices, not just yours. It's about creating a positive ripple effect, making the world a little brighter because you were there. Remember, true charismatic people inspire trust and respect, not fear or manipulation. Ethical behavior is the foundation upon which lasting influence is built. Your long-term impact depends on it. So choose to use your charisma wisely, with integrity, and with a genuine desire to make a positive difference. That's where the real magic happens. Chapter 15: The Charismatic Life: Making It a Habit. Charisma isn't a switch you flick on and off. It's a muscle you build by using it, refining it, and integrating it into your daily life. The true magic happens when these techniques become second nature, flowing naturally from who you are. Think of it like learning to ride a bike. Remember the initial wobbles, the conscious effort to balance, and the fear of falling? But with practice, it became automatic. You no longer think about steering or pedaling. You simply ride. Charisma is the same. Start small. Each day, pick one element you've learned, practicing better eye contact, listening more intently, or injecting a little humor into your interactions. Focus on it consciously. Review how it felt, what worked, and what you could improve. Long-term, set goals. Instead of be more charismatic, aim for something measurable, like make a new connection at least once a week. or ask thoughtful questions to understand others' perspectives better in every meeting. Seek feedback. Ask trusted friends or colleagues for honest observations on your communication style. Be open to constructive criticism. They see what you might miss. Most importantly, remember why you're doing this. It's not about manipulation or being fake. It's creating genuine connections, leading with empathy, and inspiring those around you. A charismatic life is a life filled with deeper, more meaningful relationships, greater influence for good, and a profound sense of personal fulfillment. Keep practicing, keep connecting, and keep shining your light. The world needs your charisma.